Has Matt Kirak figured out the password yet?
No, I'm trying to figure out Peace's password to put inappropriate pictures.
Someone's pulling someone's wire.
What's going to happen if I get the password?
Do you have like 20 tries, or is that?
I don't know if it's going to...
Eventually, it's just going to tell you to go.
Imagine?
Oh,
It's
man.
going to lock itself like.
Did I
4
lock it on
minutes.
purpose? Like, screw you, Peace. 222. No.
All right. Okay. All right. So
Not going well.
it is 2 flags in the belt.
Just give up, man. Give up.
2 belts in the flag.
Sure.
All right. Vince Ardone, Matt Kirak, Eagle, I guess, producing.
Playing Pokemon Go, are you?
He was playing Pokemon.
It was for background for him. I don't need this.
Oh,
Give it to me.
somebody's it. Let's talk about the week that was, as we're now 1 week away from the playoffs, or officially for FPL playoffs here. I'll start with you, Matt Kirak, as Vince gets comfortable with the iPad mini. What caught your attention?
Oh, you want to know what caught my attention?
Yes, please.
Terry Tam, can you come here for a minute, please? Thank you.
Oh, boy.
The Incredibles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
mean-
Oh,
you mean
The
yeah.
Incredibles.
Unbelievables.
No, First of all,
The Unbelievables.
Simon Dagenet pulls a Dagenet, throws 4 picks, 2 of which to Nardone, 2 of which for
Should have been
6,
3.
Should have been 3. Should've been
and
3.
still only won by 6 points? You guys suck.
We gave him 2 points last play. We conceded 2
I
points.
don't even care what your excuses are.
We conceded 2 points.
Yeah.
You almost
I have never
lost.
been asked that question before. Do you want to concede 2 points? Sure. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Why do they even want to play that play?
It's not the point. It's Dagenet pulls a Dagenet, and you still almost lose.
Dude, he didn't pull up.
Are you playoff ready?
He's-
No.
Did
Marco
you see
pulled
the
a
game?
hamstring.
Did you see the game?
That is no, I don't care. I
Did you see the game?
really don't. All I have to do is check stats.
There's 3 out of those 4 picks that were really good picks.
Yeah. They were
And 2 of them went
unbelievable.
for 6,
Yeah,
and you
Lemon
still
took
only
it
won.
back.
You won by 1 touchdown.
They scored in the last play of the game. So
Yeah.
2
It's
touchdowns.
Simo Dagenet.
But they scored in the last play of the game, so it was 2 touchdowns.
For anybody listening, he's like standing right next to me.
Eating a donut right now.
Eating a donut, pulling another dash day.
He has frosty lips.
So what
right
I
now.
noticed this week is Vince Nardone and Terry Tam. You can suck it because you both suck.
But we won. And,
Yeah,
we're,
but
and we're in the
barely,
playoffs. That's all that
and you're
matters.
going
What
to
happens
playoffs.
is he's got nothing to
That's all
say.
that
And then you're
matters.
going to play lightweight. Watch, and you're going to lose.
Lightweight's not going to make the playoffs.
What an idiot.
You know why?
They could.
Can't
Because
play
they
like
make
could,
it.
but we'll talk
there's
about
gonna-
that later.
There'll be a 3-way call.
Hey, Terry, you're holding the mic like a rapper, huh? Vince, what caught your attention from this past week?
This is pieces.
What caught my attention was Matt just now. What a clown.
I
Should've
told you
paid attention.
pre-show that I was going to rip you.
Yeah, but
It's not-
this is what he shows up. He's like, I don't even know nothing about nothing. I'm just gonna rip the Incredibles. Okay, that's cool.
It's pretty much exactly what I said.
Rainmaker is getting destroyed by these homos. Probably should have said that. By this guy.
Oh, it was a very easy one for for ABE though. They
You
had
saw that game?
I was there for
I
that
saw
game.
that game.
Yes.
All stats matter.
I don't know what's going on with the Rainmakers, but it's not pretty. The Kings, whom we've talked like basically not much about this entire season,
Yeah.
won another game and now 6-3. I don't know why we haven't been giving Matt Renee any love this year.
They're locked in as a 3 now, more or less.
Yeah,
Don't they have a lot of losses by like less than 6 points?
Yeah, they
They have,
lost
like,
to
that's a
really good-looking team.
STL by a couple points.
But they've lost like I think they have 3 losses. I think 2 of them are at least under 6 points.
Very
for
close
sure.
games, yeah.
Lost. They beat the Darksiders. They
What
lost.
caught your
to-
attention, Mo, this week?
Well, there's a few games that caught my attention.
You're at every single one of them. So let
No,
us know.
not the Tuesday. I was doing the Div E field.
Boy.
One game that did catch my attention was the Top Guns.
Big
and
win.
Monstars. Big win for Top Guns. They now put themselves in a position now to play ABE in the 2-3 matchup. More or less this week is to see who will be the 2 seed to get the coin toss in their favor. But we talk about emotional charges. This is what really put them in position. Their emotions got them to that point, making big plays in defense without Rashawn Perry, without Ryan Perry included on the roster. And
They smashed the Monsters.
they smashed them. They crushed them. It wasn't even close. And I think for Monstars, they are taking the wrong tumble at this point in the season.
Did they make the Monstars honest though? Like did they show who the real Monstars are? Because the Monstars beat some big teams.
Well, the Monstars were looking pretty shaky right now.
Monstars are like the most up and down team
Jekyll
this
and
year by
Hyde.
far. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Like you tie ABE, you beat Montreal's finest, and then you lose to the Legends. It's just It makes zero sense.
Yeah, but that's tough. I wouldn't say they lost to the Legends because they didn't play the Legends. That wasn't the Legends they played.
That was a
against.
Predators team that they lost.
Doesn't even
It's
matter.
Predators.
That's Div B then.
Plus Eddie.
Which is the Predators are better than
Div C
the
player.
Div A
My boy Eddie.
Legends.
Eddie Martinez, yeah.
And
Anyway,
to,
Top
to,
Guns.
Matt's point before, Kings lost 3 games by over 9 points, 10 points, and 14
Either way,
points.
whatever.
Star City though.
So that was not his point.
Star City with a close win over
Completely
the
off.
Preds.
All 6 points, under 6 points.
You could have lied. You could have lied.
I could have, but I didn't.
Star City with a close win over Preds. They had
They
to
should
win
have
with-
lost.
Yeah, they should have. They have to win with 3 plays left.
No, but they should have lost.
Yeah.
We have it on film. They caught it. They got an extra point. The guy gets thrown out of bounds, and they called it a no catch.
Yeah.
Catch.
Fred
That's a-
Gang-
that's
Fred
a-
Gang caught that.
That's a
inbounds.
winning catch.
Yeah.
That's 2 points.
Yeah. It would have been at least a tie. If
That's
if,
a win. It's 2 points.
well, it should have been.
Do we have a push-out rule?
Yes, there
We do.
is.
Okay.
If you force a receiver out of bounds, it's like, is it the same thing in the Canadian League?
And the
It's NFL.
NFL's gone. They took it out.
Yeah, I think CFL still
NCAA?
has it. NCAA does not have it.
Anyways, if it's
Side
NCAA
note.
doesn't have it because they have the 1 foot rule.
Yeah.
Side note, Dan Lazara's discount double check at the end was hilarious.
You see that close capture shot though, where his mouth's wide open.
Oh,
and-
yeah. That was
Thanks,
good.
Eagle.
Oh boy! By the way, this podcast is brought to you by Sportier. Can't forget about Sportier, the official jersey supplier. As you can tell, I'm wearing Sportier stuff.
At least you were. Vince Nardone hated on them last week.
No, I didn't.
Jesus.
Slightly, yeah, and they will be providing the official FPF Championship T-shirts on August 7th in Brossard,
Can I ask you a
Quebec.
question? Because I still don't know.
Yes.
Where are the championship games happening?
I just said in Brossard, Quebec.
You said Brossard?
Yes.
Can we go back and I don't think you said Brossard.
He did say bro.
You did say
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, we're in Brossard, not Papineau.
It's okay.
Brossard.
Okay.
Let's dive in. Like
He's been
Viv-
working since 3 a.m.
Yeah, on the
He's
railroad.
tired. He's tired.
Tom's the train over here, you know.
Girlfriend's go back to
Go to
work.
sleep,
He's all
man.
stressed out.
House husband now. Look, Div A, we know what's going on, so we won't talk about that at all. We know
Yeah,
who the
forget about Div
matchups
A.
are. 4 versus 5 Monsters, Rainmakers more likely than not. ABE versus Top Guns.
We just
and
lost our one listener.
Yeah. And,
Kevin Wise just turned off.
No, they're not going to talk about it.
and of course, finals
No,
will
Lazar's still
await.
listening. Don't worry about it.
We'll
He's
wait.
Div B.
We're talking about Dan
Tam's
Lazare
not
right
paying
now.
attention.
Yeah, let's go.
Go ahead, Mo. I'm paying attention.
We're
to you.
talking about Dan Lazare now. STL and Star City, probably the best game on the docket for Week 10. On the line, a chance to be the 1 seed. I'll ask you this first, Vince. Should STL have a chip on their shoulder, given how much love Star City has been given through weeks 1 through 9 up until now?
I would. If I were in their shoes, I would feel a little bit hated on for not getting the same amount of love, or if not more, because they did finish 9-0, and they did, although they had what I would say the easiest schedule, the easiest 9-0 schedule. If you crunch a little bit of stats, you realize that the teams that they've won against, so the 9-0 schedule, the teams, if you combine their record, they're 32, 48, and 1. So that's all the teams they played against combined. They're on the losing specter of the league. So they're all the bottom end teams that they beat. So I don't give them all that much credit. They're still 9-0. They beat the Kings, which is one of the winning schedule records on their in the W's. They beat the Ambassadors of Kwan, which a lot of teams had a hard time playing against. So you got to give them credit for that. But I would have a chip on my shoulder if I was coming into this week knowing that nobody's getting credit for what I've done this year. I want to show everybody why you should start noticing my team.
Matt, any thoughts to this question?
Yeah, absolutely. I would have a chip on my shoulder. The only problem is that you're coming into the last week to make a statement against a Star City team who you've been technically put up as rivals all year. And if you do win this game and make that statement, you're going to be 10-0. And as for 10-0 teams in FPF, they don't have a great track record.
No.
They
No.
absolutely do not have a great track record.
He's
I
always
don't
the
know.
first.
One and done, right?
No, there's been some before. Shut up.
Vipers. Terry Tam's Vipers.
No, we
Well,
lost.
Montreal's finest went 41-0.
No,
at one point.
well, the most recent one, I think it was Game Changers in Division, but it was lower division either way.
If you look at Division 4-2, there was Dirty Birds back in the day that did the 10-0 run.
I believe this past winter, the Darren Bazmajan team was undefeated, or I think they were undefeated, and they lost in the second round to the 69ers, which ended their streak, which I scored.
Wow.
against.
you on that team?
No, they didn't play that. No, we didn't. That was 2 winters ago, and we were 8-2.
But this past winter season, we had a
no,
team.
there was no Darren's Magic team. There was
David Hurley, Pet Detective.
David Hurley, Pet Detective.
David
They were
Hurley,
yeah,
Pet
that's right. They
10-0.
were.
Yeah.
They were 10-0.
Now, that wasn't. They were 10-0.
I think so.
They
Yeah.
were
No, they were
10-0.
10-0, and they were 4B. Right.
But the point is that undefeateds have lost.
That's
right?
all I'm saying is if you're poised to be 10-0 in FPF, especially in the higher divisions,
Yeah.
your track record is not.
It's not good for you. You're always better off losing the regular season. Like you mentioned, the Viper as well. This is 2008.
And Lazaro listened to me. I said, lose this week. He did. Now they're poised to win the
All right,
championship.
so if you're Dylan Taylor then, who has thrown an INT in 6 out of the last 7 games, is it a concern because you're going up against Alan Lazaro, who doesn't throw many INTs, if ever? Could one turnover be the difference in this football game, guys?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a barn burn. I think it's going to be score for score, and one or two turnovers is going to be the decider for sure.
Vinny?
Yeah, if it's not a turnover, I'd say possession. I would just say taking care of the ball, not giving them extra chances before the half or at the end of the game. Taking care of the clock like Finest does so well, and sometimes they get W's just because they take care of the clock. I think it's going to come down to that because those are two really talented teams.
Who has a bigger impact in this game, Kwesi Gordon or Jimmy Ojea?
Man,
Two studs.
two studs. I mean, right now, Kwesi's doing it without the stats. Realistically, I mean, I've watched him play, and he's a bigger presence even without the stats than it shows, obviously.
Right.
But as for stats-wise, Jamie's killing it right now. I mean, he's got 2A of the year locked up. I don't know, man. Each for their team.
Good for Jamie, but are we ignoring Kyle Lebowski's stats? Or 35 catches, 563 yards, and 13 touchdowns?
Kyle's always ignored.
Yeah,
Always.
we don't talk about
ignored.
I love
Kyle.
how one time during the season, Simone told me Kyle's not even a good receiver.
What?
That's a Simon Dagenet word that he just doesn't know how to
if you're
talk.
Kyle, if you're Kyle, you want that to happen, so you lower your rating to a more like 50%
Of course,
rating,
yeah.
then you go
Yeah,
from
but
there.
Kyle's who I was thinking about when we were talking about players with chips on their shoulders.
Yes.
Kyle's exactly what I can imagine. Kyle, Jamie, you just said it, Jamie, and the quarterback Dylan. 100%. These three guys, I can imagine they have a chip on their shoulder.
Oh man, I've never seen a bigger chip. Like
Exactly,
it's like,
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
like the chip is the size of the Pringles box on Dylan's shoulder.
But I'm sure Brent Callen doesn't like it either.
No, he's probably like, yo, these
Yeah, but
guys,
Brett
man.
is Brett.
Yo, talk about us, man.
Yo, talk about us, man. Come on, Kirak.
Shit.
Is there for either side? Is there one play you would want to pick on offense or defense if you're either side?
If I'm Lazaro, I'm picking on Alex Lewis, and if I'm Dylan Taylor, I'm picking on no one.
Oh wow. Okay, Maddie. Anyone in particular? Brent Counter, perhaps you want to pick on?
I would pick on Brent Calendar.
Okay.
I would just test him. I would test him.
I don't know.
That's a mistake.
I don't know.
That's a
man.
mistake, man. Brent
That
likes
is
to
a
break those
mistake.
balls.
He's
Underrated.
deceptive. He's deceptive. I wouldn't pick on him at all.
This close to winning
He makes
D3
plays. He's
defensive
clutch.
player of the year.
He's clutch.
Is that a word?
Deceiving?
Deceptive?
Deceptive?
Yeah.
Deceptive?
Deceptive.
Deceptive speed.
If it wasn't
French
before, it is
Lavallian?
now. It's a word now. It's an incredible
You ever
word.
heard that on the railroads?
It's an incredible word.
Oh, boy. Is it going to get taken over by Dagenet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What,
we won.
what percentage would you put right now on this matchup being the conference finals right now?
82.
Vinny?
100.
Okay. Wow.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa. Okay. Okay.
You never say 100.
Well, I did. I just did.
0 to 100 real quick over there. Preds Glads on the line.
Drake over here.
Drake on the mic.
Drake on the mic.
That's how we roll out here. On the line, a chance to be the 4th seed and have the coin toss choice. Right now, guys, Preds Glads, it could very well be the first round matchup. If you're either of these teams here, do you want to show too much this weekend or you want to keep it vanilla and wait till next weekend?
I think both teams need to get into playoff form right now. Right now, neither of them are playing up to their potential.
So are they polarizing, guys?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're polarizing,
No.
right? But like, it's like Daniel last week, who kept his offense very vanilla because he's on film and we're all going to watch his game, and whoever's going to play him in the future is going to have that to watch. He kept it as vanilla as possible for that reason alone, because he's not an idiot. He came from CJEP. People watch film. They film. I think it might be a little bit of the same here for the Preds, who might want to play that game a little bit more than the Glads. The Glads are just going to do what they do because it's the
But
Glads.
LeBeau is a
Well, they can't be the Glads.
But he's done
'cause
pretty
that's
well,
not- that's
LeBeau.
not the Glads.
Last couple weeks, LeBeau's put up some good numbers as a receiver.
receiver, yeah.
Frank's a good receiver. I think Lever has digressed as a quarterback throughout the last few seasons.
Lever told me last week, and he was giving a lot of love to Frank. He says he makes it look easy with the receivers that he has around him. You know what I mean? Like, he's never had that outstanding stud. When he had Gradowski way back,
Yes, J.S. Gradowski.
J.S. Gradowski, that he had a stud,
Yeah,
and he made him look good. You know what I mean? But ever since him, he's never really had that outstanding receiver. He's got his crew, his guys that he trusts. He's got chemistry with, but there's no like Alex as a receiver. He's not a ridiculous
Well,
stud.
that's what
He's a
I'm
really
saying.
good receiver.
I was going to say, if you had to choose LeBeau as a receiver or Alex Lever as a receiver.
I would go with Alex as a receiver. Yeah.
because of the
Yeah.
upside at quarterback.
Yeah.
No,
'cause
I'm not saying it doesn't matter who's quarterback.
doesn't matter.
Look,
I'm just
Lever,
saying as a
I'd still say
receiver.
Alex.
I go,
I'd still say
yeah.
Still go with Lever. Yeah.
Dark Sides, no regard, on the line, a playoff spot. Essentially, win and you're in, more or less here.
Well, we figured that out beforehand.
I hope you did.
Red Raiders are getting the win because I don't see Casket Closure showing up.
Yeah, that would suck again.
That was awful, by
Yeah,
the
well,
way.
they didn't show up last week. They're probably not going to show up this week.
But this might be a pride game for the Red Raiders and Casket Closers. But quickly here, Darksiders, no regard. Is it a matter of choosing the lesser of two underachieving teams to make the playoffs? That would
Yeah.
be sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
For round number one.
I would think so.
Yeah, if No Regard wins, then everything else doesn't matter. So
If Pease gets in the playoffs, I'm going to be pissed.
Peace doesn't get in the playoffs. Has Peace ever been in the playoffs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
last year in Division 3.
He, I recall, was it 3 years ago, Eagle? If you could verify that, when he was in the finals and he
Checkmate.
Yeah, and they thought they were going to win their division. They got crushed, and he left.
Division D, they made a banner and everything.
Yeah,
They
left
made
him,
a banner.
They left in the
Alright.
storm. Like he never came
Anyways.
back the rest of the night.
His girlfriend at the time made a huge banner.
yeah.
I think No Regard over Darksiders. I think they have a better shot because they have a better quarterback with Mario. I don't know if I'm going to
Perecha.
Perecha.
Thank God.
I like Perecha. Honestly, I think he's a
And
good
Hugo
player.
Lalonde with 17 sacks on the season.
Yeah, he's
that's a
done very
lot of
well.
stats.
Yeah.
But both defense have like basically no turnovers.
Yeah.
You got Moses who's leading the Norgard with 3 INTs, and then there's nobody else really with picks. There's no turnovers. There's just sacks and sacks and sacks, which basically probably ends up forcing the other team to punt, which is a turnover. But
It also drains
need
the
to
time.
step
And also,
on
yeah,
D.
it extends the
Yeah.
drive more than anything else, and it takes your offense, which is very, very elusive on the field.
That's
Off
it.
the field, sorry.
Closers, Raiders. Maddie, you just talked about it right now. On the line, potential pride matchup with these two teams hating each other because of how familiar they are with each other.
Do they hate each other?
Well, there's a bit of animosity between the two teams.
I think Casket Closers hate everybody.
Well, first off, will the closers show up? Yes or no?
I don't know.
doubt
I'm
it.
saying they didn't show up last week. They got the
Monday in
forfeit.
Papineau, yes.
I can almost guarantee that they're going to show up. Just
think
because
they're gonna
okay.
show up?
Just because of who they're playing against.
So what needs to
Yeah.
go right for the Red Raiders to win this game, Vinny?
they need Castle Closers not show up. I mean, that's the easy answer, but they haven't had a good season. Their quarterback is awful. Mike Roy,
So is he a Division B quarterback?
No.
absolutely not.
No.
He is not. But he also
He-
doesn't have a Division B team around him.
He doesn't, but he used to be a high quality Div 3 quarterback back in the day when I first started.
That's
the
equivalent
years-
to Div 5 now.
The years
Yeah,
have not
exactly.
done any good for him. So
That's equivalent to Div 5.
The years haven't been any good to him.
whatever.
It's okay. It's
the
okay.
years
it's okay.
haven't been-
Deceptful.
The years have been deceptive to him.
But is he the hindrance to the process for the Red Raiders to be maybe a playoff team that he's not played well at all this year?
I'll put it to you this way: they would be better off with Mokan at quarterback.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Now I know you're
Ow,
tired.
my finger.
Oh, finger is a little bit.
Just to give you a stat line, he's just over 50% completion. Completion.
QB
Simon
rating,
Dagenais, like.
QB rating
of-
is 77.
Yeah, it's not a good season for him at all.
About
I think it's
Not
it's one of the only teams which their record really tell the story of the team and their season, how it's gone. It's been rough. It's been very rough.
By the way, his Division C team, no name, they lost to whoever they lost. I think it was Bearskins.
Bearskin, I saw him get so
And
rattled.
It was in Papineau, right? And Vinny Galano was trash talking him, and he literally punched the fence, leaving the Papineau field. It's just food for thought. Maybe his.
Oh, that was
hands
this
hurt.
week? That was,
Yeah.
I missed
Oh, yeah, it
it.
was before our
Did he
game.
say
It was right
They
there.
were all so
Ow.
I
rattled.
don't know.
My finger.
They've only put up over 20 points, other than the first game against Ambassadors of Quan, who was their first
Their
game
first
together.
game was their best game.
Which
It
they
was their
won,
best
by the
game.
way,
30
right?
Yeah, they won
Incredible.
37-27. They've only put up 20 points, more than 20 points 3 times after that.
Yikes.
So
Not
just
good.
a shot.
Conference B, we'll talk about not the matchup itself, but Quan's Incredibles vying for the 3 spot to avoid maybe a second round matchup with GNR. We'll give Quan of Ambassadors the win over Blue Chips this weekend here.
Do we give him that?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so.
Is it a given?
I think Blue Chips just played this entire season to beat No Regard.
And they did.
And they did.
And
And,
then
they
they
got
beat
another
the-
win
then they
this
beat
week
the Cascade
because they didn't
Closers.
show up.
2
So,
weeks in a row.
Hey, man.
man,
One of them works at the
winning
McDonald's.
streak.
One of them works at McDonald's next to my work. I saw him, but I didn't want to bother.
Maddie, I'll ask you this question first. Out of a 10, what number would you give to the Incredibles to beat GNR this weekend?
Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. Like a 0.3.
What the hell?
Not even a 1?
No, I'm on the Quans.
Guys, he's tired. He's tired.
Quans, GNR. First of all, as much I've talked shit about Vinny all year. Sorry, Vinny, but you crush them, please, this weekend. Crush them.
What is this?
I hate you both equally.
What is this hate?
No, I'm sorry. If
You know what? I can't wait.
Poor child.
Dagenet pulls a Dagenet, and you still almost lose.
We won by 2 scores, man.
No, you did not. It was one score.
We let them score. We felt bad. He wanted to give it to Marco. Marco asked us to let him score.
4 picks, Terry Tam. 4 picks.
Yeah, we still won.
All right, so looking at this game right
It's
now,
all about the
though,
W.
you're giving them a point 1, point 3 chance?
0.3
Point
chance.
3, I think.
Point
is
3
what
out
he
of 10
said.
to beat them.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's a
so
lot
they're
more
gonna
than what I
finish-
thought
Okay,
I'd give
so-
them.
Out of 10, that's 30% chance.
No, point
No, it's
3,
a-
like
come on,
less,
man.
less
It's 3% chance.
like 3%
Wow.
chance.
I was going on 1 there.
McGill
Okay,
University.
so-
Because you
as-
said out of 1. and got
McGill
confused.
Engineering right there.
So as a pass
Could go
rusher,
to engineering right there.
like yourself,
Yes.
Phil Dukovic, he had 5 sacks against Dan Lazara. Can he make it very tough for Greg Stern this weekend?
He's going to.
How many sacks over under? We'll say.
Greg Stern does not give up stats.
Oh boy!
His
you know-
elbow's too high.
What does that have to do with
anything?
Because he elbows
Matt
the
needs to
rusher.
go to
How can-
sleep. He needs to go to sleep, and so do
How
I.
can he? How can he? He has a security blanket, Terry Tam over here,
There,
Oh, my
just
goodness.
to dump it off.
All right, so Maddie, is the X factor Terry Tam snapping this weekend?
Safety, snap for a safety.
There's going to
Good
be
question, Mo.
over under 1 safety.
Man, no, I haven't done one all year.
You do.
This
you-
week is
this
the
is
week.
Not on this team.
You do, Terry.
Not in this team.
You do.
Week 1 in Division C. First play of the game.
What's his
I
name?
saw it.
Dukovic.
Phil Dukovic. Yeah.
What I do as a rusher
I'll elbow him right in the nuts.
to screw with some of the snappers if I know them, I just yell bad snap before he's about to snap, and it has worked.
You know what works is I tell myself bad snap, bad snap, bad snap, bad snap as I'm snapping, and I never snap it bad anymore.
seems
It's
But
a
if
weird
he's
thing.
screaming
Seems
at
like a
you, he's
weird
going to
thing to
take you
do.
off your
I would not recommend to anybody else to do that.
no.
bad snap.
Bad snap, bad snap, bad snap, bad snap, bad snap.
Yeah.
Super stressful.
All right, Vince. I'll ask. Now I can bring you into this question here. Who needs the 3 seed more? Is it Quan or is it Incredibles going into the playoffs? Because you avoid GNR in the second round if you get that far.
I don't think it matters. We're going to beat GNR this week.
Oh
And then we're going to beat GNR again if we have to play them again.
Okay, wait. Can we have a bet?
Yeah, sure. What do you want? Okay, next week you're not here.
Yeah.
So I'm replacing you.
It's going to
Yes.
be me and Terry. It's going to be an
We're gonna
incredible
be-
show.
me and him talking smack about you.
Okay, but if you guys don't beat GNR this week,
Yeah.
you have to do something, both of you. And if you do beat them, I'll do like double.
What do you mean we have to do something?
Well, I
What
don't
is-
know, figure it out.
What's your fantasy, man? Merengue. I'm a pretty good merengue dancer, Vince. I don't know about you.
I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll
Wait,
figure
we
it
have
out.
to wear your. We have to
No,
wear
stop.
GNR jerseys.
Stop. Why
Have
do,
to
you,
wear all-
why do you want to wear other people's clothes?
Yeah, I like sweat. I like sweat.
Anyways, think about it. Let
Think
us
about
know.
it.
All right, lightweight, Laval's finest fun boys. Those 3 teams are vying for 2 playoff spots here. Matt, I know you vented your frustrations about lightweight, but how lucky are they that they're playing VPC
I
to
don't-
potentially book their ticket for a playoff spot?
I don't know why you're saying lucky. VBC, they're in a lot of close games. A lot of close games. They just can't finish them.
Because they have no
And-
receivers.
They don't have. I just played them this
They
week.
have
They
receivers.
have a couple.
Shaq.
Whatever. He's all right.
They had Akeem.
He's okay.
They have
Akeem doesn't play a lot of offense.
But he
though.
did this. I just
did
played
this
him.
He
week.
does.
Yeah,
He
did
plays full-time wide left.
No, he doesn't.
No,
They
not
have
full time.
Akeem and
they
Shaq
always-
at wide.
They always bring him in later because
And you have
they
Chris
become
Williams as
desperate.
well on the,
Yeah,
on the
okay.
roster.
They
They
have.
have these- they have
They
a
have the
half-decent
essentials. They
roster.
just their defense not so great.
Do they have a B receiving core? Is what I'm trying to say.
So, Vinny, what do you think right now?
Man, I think I think a lot of pressure lies on Simon's shoulders to give his receivers a chance to make a play on
That
ball.
bazooka arm of his?
That bazooka arm, of his,
Bazooka.
grenade launching arm. of
More like a
his.
firecracker.
I could actually do Simon's
You mean bazooka bubblegum?
pre-snap motions like perfectly.
I mean, when you got receivers like Jamal Giddens, Marco Masiocha, just give them a chance. Just give them a chance.
All right, but so you think this could be a trap game, guys?
No,
I think so.
No, I don't
you
think so.
so, but you don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think the guys on this team are going to allow it to become a trap game. I think they're going to pounce, and I think they're going to go hard.
You would hope so.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Right, if
think-
Robbie Robinson is a competitor.
Yes.
He did not let me get the ball last week. He just covered me. Like, so he's going to be on Marco. Then there's still the Jamal, which they'll probably put Akeem on him.
I don't think he can
Akeem
hang
can't
with
go.
him.
He's not gonna hang
I
with
don't
him.
think
He's not going to hang with him, but then it's Simon
No way.
Dagenet throwing. So if he's on, he's on. If he's off, he's off.
All
right,
you
so-
mean Jamal's 2 routes?
Yeah, and they work very well.
Yeah, they
They
should.
do work very well.
Let's call for what it is. So
They didn't
is
work
it
against us. except
is
for one
it
catch.
on Simone Dagenet or Marco Masiocha to win this game for lightweight?
Simone,
This-
100%.
No matter
All
what Marco
Simone.
says, Marco's still injured, so it doesn't matter.
His hammy's going to be good, he said.
Yeah, whatever.
He's using some sort of special like gel, I think, for whatever the hell it is. So you're saying Simon Dagenet, right?
Obviously.
Dagenet, key to
It's
the
as
game.
simple as this, though. Lightweight wins, they're pretty much in unless Phil Cutler and Rod Mashtoom decide to not show up and they tie.
Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Three-way.
Let him know. Let him know.
Okay, so Vince and I were talking before the game, and Phil Cutler and Rod Mashtoom, if you guys are listening, talk to your team. None of you show up. You both get a tie. Simon's out. So screw you, Simon.
Still to be determined.
No,
that
no,
they're
no.
gonna both
Yeah, we don't know if
gonna get
that's
a tie.
actually the rule, so don't
I
do
kind
it.
of feel bad for Simone being out because he really put in an effort this year. Marco's out.
Loss for both teams. Is that what it
that's
is?
what I was saying.
Why?
It is a
No,
loss.
you
Yeah,
can't
it
do
is a
that.
loss. It is a loss.
Both teams can't have a
It
loss.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
If
because
there's
it
a
is a
loser,
loss.
there has to be a winner.
No, there's not.
No, because
you
you get a
can't-
W too.
You can't award points to a team that didn't show up, and you're giving them a
Yeah.
point.
So,
So,
anyway.
okay, scratch what I just said, guys.
All right, Fun Boys, LV's finest.
Hashtag all points matter.
Vinny,
all stats matter.
All stats matter.
Vinny, looking at LV's finest against Fun Boys, that's the last game of the season
Yes,
for
sir.
a place in the playoffs.
That's a really
Great
good
way
game.
to end it.
It's gonna be a
amazing
great
way. You stop Liam Mahoney. Is it game over for the Fun Boys?
game. That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
If Jordan shows up, they have a better chance. If
Jordan will be there. for
Jordan
sure.
will be there.
He will be
Okay,
there.
so Jordan's gonna be over Liam, so that's gonna be a great matchup.
Whatever.
Who do you give the edge to then, guys?
I still give Liam the edge because
It's
we're
Liam.
still talking about a CFL receiver. Jordan is a great DB.
X.
I'm not saying that he couldn't have been a great CIS/one-day CFL DB, but he didn't show us that he could do that. Liam did, and I give Liam the edge for it.
But
Maddie,
it's
your
also
thoughts?
still Phil Cutler throwing. He's got to get it to him.
Oh,
If-
but Phil, unlike others, Phil will give his receiver a chance every
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. But I'm just saying, if I'm covering Liam,
Yeah.
the ball doesn't have to be thrown perfect because I suck. But if Jordan's covering, the ball's got to be thrown a little bit better.
Well, the
in a
difference
better
is that
position.
nobody's going to come down with it. If anything, no one's going to come down with it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
But
take that.
how healthy is Jordan McLaren, though, with his injury? That's going to be key.
I don't know, man. Honestly, like I said, I said this a week or two ago. In the game against Finance, you can clearly see that he's limping up.
healthy.
No, he's not 100%.
He wasn't going that post across the middle. He limped up. He didn't want to go up strong for it in the end zone. He was getting a little roughed up. He was shying away from the contact. I don't know. He's on my team.
His 18 sacks. Can he win this game? Because
Maybe you
Phil
should learn a little
Cutler,
something about Billy.
Gotta lose like 30 pounds.
well,
do you
Phil
mean,
Cutler has
Billy's not small.
No.
I'm big. Like, see my stomach?
Did you see Billy?
he has 18 sacks.
Billy's pretty
Short.
thick.
He's
Yeah.
short though.
Billy is not a
He's
small
not
guy.
stocky, but he's not small.
No, I never say. I'm saying I'm big. I didn't mean
You're
say
not
he's small.
you're not big.
This is big.
So can he be the game changer? Because Phil Cutler's been sacked 14, 15
Absolutely.
times.
Phil Cutler is my favorite quarterback to rush because he just piles on the sacks. Like it, I think I've sacked him 6 or 7 times in a game, several times.
What?
Interesting fact: he has 0 ACLs.
Billy has no ACL.
Phil Cutler
Phil
has
Cutler
0
has 0
ACLs.
Phil's taking
yeah,
some
robot
yeah.
knee.
That's the yeah.
So yes, he can be. He could take over this game alone, Billy Mackers. Absolutely. This could be his game. 6, 7 sacks.
He sacked Vinny 5 times. I mean, Vinny does give up not a lot of sacks, but
Not as many as Phil.
not as many as Phil. But he did sack
Right.
Phil's
Vinny
gonna,
5 times.
when the record book comes out, I guarantee Phil Cutler's on top for giving up sacks.
For most
Ryan
of them.
Castro give him one.
Kastner's up there. Kastner's up in the
Yeah.
300
Oh, yeah?
mark.
They're both the same style of quarterback too. They just sit
300
there.
mark.
Yeah, I did his stats. Remember 2
Oh,
winters ago?
yeah.
He
You
was
did
at
it.
260, 270.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You crunch his numbers?
I crunched
We
his
did,
sack
yeah.
numbers.
He did all these crazy numbers for the,
And
for the season.
before, that's just from 2009 on. He
lot of
could be
sacks,
over
man.
400 for all we
A lot
know.
of sacks.
Rod matched up, Vinny. Is it now time for him to take that next step of being that great FPF quarterback of the next generation to be the go-to guy? Because he's had an up and down season for both Monstars and Laval's Finest.
He's got to step it up. This is his opportunity to obviously be greater than he is right now for both his teams. I mean, he's so up and down with both his teams. He's got to solidify his offense and just run with and make it better. Just make it better because you have the talent.
Nardwan, your thoughts?
To be honest with you, I think to be a great quarterback or to be one of the best quarterbacks in this league, I don't think you can play both ways. I think it takes too much from your game to be on defense and then try to refocus and throw the ball.
Marco Masiocha plays both ways.
I understand, but if Marco didn't play defense and he was able to throw and then refocus and throw again and figure out what's working, not working, instead of going on D, thinking about defense for
What
4
do
or 5
you know?
minutes. the fuck does he know? What does he know? What does Matt know?
Okay,
No, but seriously,
so
there-
Rod. The thing is Rod doesn't have the receiving core that Marco does. If you want to make that comparable,
I'm not talking about receiving core. I'm
No,
talking
but
about
he
being
has
a
less stress.
quarterback, 100% all in as a quarterback. If you want to be an all-time great quarterback, then you have to step into those shoes and just be a quarterback.
yeah,
Kevin-
I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Kevin
saying
Wyeth
that
rushes by.
Rod should be.
Yeah.
The thing is, Rod's the best
He
defensive
doesn't
player
have
on
to
that
think
team.
about anything when he's rushing.
What?
You think about shit when you're rushing?
Your heart rate.
Get out of the snapper's
Oh
way.
Lord, so many things to think about. Oh my God.
All right, last question.
Line
here,
up a
guys.
yard beside the beanbag. Run for the flags.
One word.
You're literally like a dog. You're a dog. You have nothing to think about. You see a squirrel, you run.
All right,
Boy.
one word. One word here, guys, to end off this segment. If this Terry's done.
All the rules are made to be nice to you
an incredible
because your
job.
job sucks.
Now he's quiet here. Last
I
word here,
know.
guys.
What's your position in sports?
If this is a high-scoring game, who does this benefit more, Laval's Finest or Fun Boys?
High scoring, Laval's fine.
I think they're both that kind of offense, but they want to put up points. So
I think
But
their- both their defense lately has been. Yeah.
I would still give the edge to the Fun Boys on defense
All right, Terrace.
overall.
I'm gonna give the edge to the Fun Boys as well.
All right, games of the week here. Glad's Preds, 2.5 points for the Preds.
Really?
Yeesh.
Yeah, I'll take the Preds.
I never read these. Yeah, I'll take the Preds.
Terry.
I'll take the Preds as well. Way more than 2.5 points.
Lightweight, VPC, 6.5 points for lightweight.
6.5 points.
VPC to cover.
So Simon is not playing because if he was playing, it'd be like 14.5 points.
Ready? I'm gonna shock the world.
Yeah, ready?
Taking lightweight.
What?
Oh, wow.
Of course you are because
Yeah.
you're
Vinny?
bromance Marco.
Why is that shocking? I'm taking VPC to cover, but lightweight to win.
Terry.
I agree. 50C to cover.
All right, STL, Star City, 2.5 points for STL.
Oh yeah. No, they're gonna tie.
What a cop out.
Which would give STL the first seed.
What a
Yeah.
cop
You
out.
can't give a winner?
Nah,
No, you have to give a winner.
Brent
no, you don't.
Calendar.
No, you don't.
Brent Calendar. That's a
You
good
going
that's
STL?
good. Brent Calendar's a winner.
All right.
Um,
Vinny or Terry, quickly.
I just based on your point before that STL's basically played no real competition all season, so I'm gonna go Star City.
Yeah, I'm
Vin?
going to go Star City as well.
All right, last game, Fun Boys, LV's Finest,
Aye,
3.5
aye.
points for Fun Boys. Win and you're in, lose and you're out.
Not necessarily.
Well, I think Lightweight's going to win.
Give me Fun Boys.
Obviously.
It's my boys.
Fun Boys.
Okay.
Val's finest.
Because of my boy.
Okay.
I'm a dog.
You?
Give me your picks.
I got Fun Boys winning.
Okay. And Star City?
STL.
You got STL over Star City?
Yeah.
Lightweight?
Lightweight, I got winning. And I got the Preds winning as well. Good morning.
Funny how all